Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to freely assemble and petition the government for a redress of their grievances. It's the First Amendment. It's all that matters.
Folks, welcome to a special edition of the Rick Castellano Show. Why? Right now, Castellano's happy. I don't know how long that's going to last. So why I'm happy? Thank you, Great Granny. Great Granny, thank you for staying up and watching my show. It's one of the reasons why I do it for you. I don't know if you understand anything I'm saying, but it's for you, Granny. I know you do. The lady's a whiz at crossword puzzles. Castellanos gets stuck on the first word. I end up tearing the book up. It's a special batch. It's Father's Day batch. How's it going? Let's see. The King. No, it's not about me. It's the King of Burgers. The Charbroil House. My good buddy, Mr. Plumbo, owns it. They just revamped the place, made it sharp. New chef, great cook, all kinds of good food, folks. But me, I like hamburger and fries, cheeseburger and fries. Castellano goes there often. As a matter of fact, the place at Edgemere Drive, there's a little old lady from Pasadena lives behind there that I happen to know. Thanks, Great Granny. And you, folks, make sure you go to the Charbroil House. And if we're going to do any romancing, hold the onions. Wait a minute. I got to hold that thought. Some goof in the back's horns going off, so please disregard that. Castellano's going to get down to business now. Excuse me while I get a little refill. What kind of herbs and spices you putting in here? You know, I got to keep my wits about me. I don't know. It's too much bubbly. Anyway. What better way to say it than just tell the facts? These are the facts, folks. The facts. Who better to tell you the facts than somebody experienced them? Rick Castellano. Who's Rick Castellano? Well, Rick Castellano could sometimes be obnoxious. Could sometimes be funny. Could sometimes be entertaining, loving. But Rick Castellano is somebody you don't mess with. Why? Well, Rick Castellano's the type of guy that makes a couple of bucks sometimes, and at the same time, he rinses out his cans and returns them to Wegmans when he goes to go shopping. So I'm a good steward of my money. But Rick Castellano, well, I might as well show you. Charge cards. I know a lot of people get in trouble with charge cards. They overcharge, they charge too much, and they have to pay for it later. Well, I know exactly what I'm doing with them. I didn't used to know, but I know now. Because now they have a reward plan where you get rewards for using them, real rewards. The Discover card. One of Castellano's first favorites, Discover card, 1% back. So if you go and spend a lot of money, they're going to say, here's 1% back. Cash, 1% back. Not bad. So, I can either pay for cash, it's a lot of money. I mean, just pay for it in cash, or I could pay for it on my charge, put the cash away. Bill comes, pay for it, but they're going to give me 1% back. Not a bad investment. It's more than you make at a bank. You don't even make 1% in a bank anymore. Anyway, Castellano took advantage of it. Then, since little Thomas arrived, the Disney card earns all kinds of points. But if you're not going to Disney World, they're useless for you. So, Castellano plans on going on a trip. A few months, a year before he goes, starts saving, earning big points. Tries to stay at the Glam Floridian Hotel or someplace nice there, but uses his Disney card. Why? To earn something for it, to get something value. Otherwise, I just pay cash. Now, a few years back, I don't know, I think in the 80s sometime, I got the GM card.
Oh boy.
The GM card where you could earn up to 5% back. Yeah, 5% back. If you get your oil changed, you get something fixed on your car at GM, you get 5%. Otherwise, it's 1%. But Castellano wasn't always good with his money. So I use my GM card now and then. I had every 3-4 years I'd get a car. I'd have $1,500 or $1,600 accumulated on my GM card to buy a car. Now, with the Discover card, I instantly took the money off. At the end of the month, you earn $60, they take it right off your bill. So you take it off. With the GM card, it just adds on. So every once in a while, I use a GM card. So now every time I go to the car, at least I'd have is $985 to put down, or whatever, certain amount of money. So, mind you, they put a couple times they tried to stick it to you. Castellano used it and started earning a lot of points. They said you can only earn 500. So, Castellano's not the smartest guy around, but I'm not the dumbest either. So once my $500 earned was up, I stopped using it for the rest of the year. So all of a sudden, I spent a bunch of money and I look at my thing and you earned no points this month. None? Why? Because you already earned as much as you could use. I tuck it away in the drawer and wait till next year to use it. Because I'm not going to just use a charge card for the sake of using a charge card. I'd pay cash. So, that's the first flaw they had many years ago. Went on, so Castellano knew that. He knew every 3 years, every 39 months, he's going to get a new car. He knew when to use, knew when to save. So, about 2007, Castellano got a Cadillac. Why? Oh, Castellano, what are you, a big wheeler? No. They had good deals on them. I don't care about driving Cadillacs. As long as the car runs and it's clean, that's all I care about. I don't like driving trucks. But anyways, as long as it's clean, I'll ride it. As long as it's not breaking down or falling apart, I'll ride it. I don't care about cars. But anyway, I needed to get a car. My lease was up. Cadillac was offering, I don't know, the economy was in a tizzy or something back then. They were offering ridiculous pricings. Castellano drove a Cadillac. So that's the last time I used it, the end of 2007. So now, painstakingly, for the last 5 years, Castellano has been saving up his points with the GM card. Saving up his points. Now it says HSBC, but now Capital One owns it. Even though it still says HSBC, Capital One is the one that runs this card. So, for the last 4.5, 5 years, I've been painstakingly using this card to earn points. Guess how many points I got, folks? Guess what? 1,584 points. Now, in case you guys trying to figure out what that is if you're getting 1%, that means you're spending about $150,000 in charge card bills to get that type of money. Wow, you're a lot of money. No, I just pay my bills with my charge card because I want to earn points. Okay? It's not that same money that you use that hey, I just got extra money, I'm going to blow it on a charge card. It's money that I would have to already pay these bills with. I use it. But I was disciplined enough to pay the bill when it came. So, young Thomas likes the Transformers. He sees the movie, loves Bumblebee, but he loves it. And I love him. So even though Castellano doesn't care about Camaros, not that I think they're ugly cars, if it was up to Castellano and I had extra change, I'd get a Mustang. I always liked Mustangs. But no, I care about my 5-year-old son, and if he likes it, Castellano likes it. So what did I decide to do? Well, at least if I'm going to have to drive a big, expensive car like that, I'm going to get the options I like. I want the rear stuff and the cameras on there. You can look behind you. So, it's hard to turn your head when you start getting old. So, pick all my options, make a great deal, GM discount if family members who work for GM. I want to use my GM points. Okay, Mr. Castellano, let's see. 1,584. Wow, that's great. One small problem, Mr. Castellano. Whoa, what? You can't use them. Well, why can't I use them? Well, you got to use the GM discount. Okay, so why can't I use them? Well, you could use one or the other. I go, when did they start that? 2007. 2007. Did they ever notify me? Oh yeah, we notified you. I'm on the phone. Yeah, Mr. You can't use them. I can't. Why can't I use them? Well, you didn't notify me. If you send my PIN number in the mail, I file it. If you send some stupid-looking car that I'd never drive, I look at it and I throw it in the garbage. Every paper I get, I check. Never sent. So, 4.5 years, 5 years, I spent my hard-earned money. Like I said, I could use my Disney card, and I could have stood, and I'm not joking about this, I could have stood 5 nights at the Grand Floridian Hotel, 5-star hotel. That's what I would have earned if I would have used my Disney card. If I would have used my Discover card, I would have had $1,584 in cash paid on my charge card. Now, there's a new charge card out. I'm not trying to sell them, promote them or anything. Another World MasterCard, but I don't know. They must not be related, but they say they are at least. City card, 5%. 5% you earn on gasoline. So when you go to the gas station, the gas is marked up super, you get 5% back. And I go through a lot of gas, and I'm getting some right now. I don't either it's this diet ginger ale, it's a producer, but something smells bad here. Anyway, 5% back on gas, 3% back on groceries, 3% back when I go to dinner and try to feed old Edwin J. And believe me, the points pile up real quick. And 1% back on everything else. So this is the card to use if I was going to use a card for everything. But mind you, I'm not going to get nothing, not 1 penny. They'll say, well, you could use your points, but with the GM discount, you get about $2,000 off, maybe a little more. Or I could use my points that I wasted 4.5 years. Well, I didn't have to waste 4.5 years. I could have got the nights in Disney World. And I got my GM stuff for free, or I get nothing. So let me call some executives. Hello, listen, I don't want to waste any time because I already wasted time with you yesterday. Sorry, Punjab, but I'm real busy. I don't got time to try to understand what the heck you're saying. I don't know what country I'm talking to. But can I talk to a supervisor? After 15 minutes of going, supervisor, who, what, who, ha, 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 ha. Listen, take the dot off your head and let me get down to business because I'm really mad here and I don't care who I get upset out because I'm upset now because I'm getting robbed of $1,600 worth of money. Waiting on hold for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. My buddy Rich next to me, Rich, I have to use the men's room. Been waiting forever on the phone. Would you hold the phone? If somebody comes to the phone, tell them I'll be right back. I'm just going to run to the men's room. Yeah, okay. Come back. Rich is on the phone. Yes, he's right here. So I grabbed the phone from him. Yes, who am I talking to? You're talking to Rick Castellano. Who? Rick Castellano. Who was I just talking to? Man, I was in the bathroom. I was waiting 45 minutes. Who do you think? I'm not going to handle no fraudulent call. I don't know who I was talking to. And she hung up on me. So now I'm steamed. I'm steamed. I went through the prompts again. I started at the beginning. I said, listen, I'm not waiting. I want the Redemption Center, and I want to talk to somebody right now because I'm really pissed. Otherwise, I'm going to go on TV and talk about you guys. They don't know. I go to Facebook, go to the internet, search, because Castellano's going to have a weekly event talking about how much he hates GM, how much I despise the company, and how crooked they are, and their union is too. But anyway, I go through all the thing. They send me right through. We go to the Redemption Center. I get somebody else. Oh, yes, what can I do for you, sir? I explain all the information to whoever I was talking to. I told, I don't know, Lee Iacocca's grandmother or something like that. They were playing pinochle in the back room there with our money that we gave him in his stimulus program. But anyway, yes, sir, I understand. Well, I'm sorry, sir, there's nothing we could do with you. So I go, this money's worthless to me? I go, ma'am, I'm going to show you, folks. GM card, $1,600.
Whoa. He's really cutting it up.
I wouldn't wipe my butt with that place. The worst business, the worst criminal. You know what? I called the dealership. I happen to have a cousin that sells cars. He's one of the big wheels up there. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to put him on the spot for giving me any information. But a lot of people been complaining. You know why? Because just think about it. They would discover would have to give you $1,600 back. And they'd have to, these people robbed me of $1,600. Just think, another company would give me $1,600 cash. So that's what they robbed me out of, $1,600 cash. And guess what my cousin said? This has happened to so many people. They're making millions upon millions, and not billions of dollars, scamming people. And say, well, you could use your points you earned, but you just can't use a GM discount. They never advised people. So GM, credit card scam, GM credit card sham. You guys are crooks down there. All of you. I despise the company. And guess what? Edwin, could you put a nice picture up of a Ford Mustang up there? Of the, last couple of years? That's the car to drive. I'll never buy GM again. I despise you. I despise everybody in your company. Folks, I am not lying about one of these things. I got nothing but disrespect. Oh, wait. Let me talk about a little dealership I went to. I went to the dealership in West Henrietta Road. Chevrolet dealer. I won't even give their name. Let's see if I can even think of it. I don't know. Who knows? Dealership West Henrietta Road. And I was talking, just trying to find out about this. And they were kibitzing and caboodling and whatever it is. And the salesmen were all scammers. And I told them, boys, I'm going to mention you on TV. So all you people who work over the Chevrolet dealer there and you salesmen over there, I think you guys are scammers and crooks. You know what? I got friends that are car salesmen. You know what? Good thing I don't buy cars from them because I think car salesmen are crooks. I don't trust them. And you know what? Is Castellano going to get a Camaro, a new Camaro, Bumblebee Camaro? Only if Thomas looks like he really, really wants it, but I'll be breaking my own heart doing it. GM, you stink and you're crooks. And you know what? Folks, if you think Castellano's full of baloney, check it out yourself. Don't do anything with the GM credit card, GM reward card. Don't do anything with GM. It's a dying company. Some people say they don't like Castellano. I say smoke them. Too bad. I make the rules all the time. 7 big nights a week. The Rick Castellano Show. Make sure you watch. Otherwise, I'll start tossing. I'm drinking this to myself, and then in a second, I'm going to tell you who Castellano hates and despises. Not me. Eric Holder. I despise you. I loathe you. What are you doing, Mr. Holder? Black Panthers, Philadelphia, they disrupt the voting, threaten old white men, old white women, saying you better vote for President Obama or Senator Obama at the time, otherwise we'll beat you with this billy club. Should we prosecute them? No, they're black. Can't do that. Mr. Holder, Fast and the Furious operation that you were in charge of. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, I didn't know any. Well, I'll look into it. You still don't know what's going on. At least that's what you say. I take the fifth. We have a border patrol agent, Mr. Terry, dead. Why? Because your little political games. Dead. Fast and the Furious. You don't want to hand in any information. You want to continuously lie. You want to continuously sit there and act, I'm savoir-faire everywhere. No, you're a liar. People know you're a liar. You sit there and Mr. Isa lambasted you like he should because it was so easy that you were trying to avoid the truth. You're the head of trying to keep us secure, but what do? You're doing everything but keep us secure. So you know what, Mr. Holder? Folks, if anything happens to me, like Castellano with the TSA when they checked me every time I get boarded the plane for a while until I came on the show and I talked about it. If anything happens to me, okay, and it looks like a coincidence, it probably isn't. Probably Mr. Holder will probably do something because you know what? I tell it like it is. Mr. Holder is a criminal. Mr. Holder, in the Clinton administration, let criminals off. Murderers. Racketeers. Okay, he's an old-time Chicago gangster, and he's a criminal, and he's a liar, and I despise him. Watch the news. He's one of the worst. Who else does Castellano despise? John, I paid $400 for my haircut. Edwards. It's not mine. It's not my baby. It's my interns. Oh, yeah, I would never do that. I wouldn't be president. I'm good. I'm an ambulance chaser. So, what do I think? I think Hollywood, I despise Hollywood. There's only a few guys like Sneezy, I don't know, Tom Selleck, Magic Johnson. There's very few that I care about in Hollywood. You know what? Why do you think Castellano's in Hollywood? Because I despise the crowd. You Hollywood liberal losers, stay there.